Hi and welcome to This Old House. If you're living with builder grade slab style doors, we can show you an easy trick to dress them up. In fact, you can mimic the look of a traditional door by applying frames of molding. Just pick a profile that matches your home's existing trim and recreate the look of any panel style you like. Before you dive in, check out the cut list on this webpage to pick up your materials. First, pop off the door and set it on your work surface to create the layout. We opted for a traditional 4-panel design using heavy nose-and-cove molding that goes with the built-up door casing. To make it, you'll need to cut molding to 3 lengths, 8 short pieces for the rails, and 2 different lengths for the stiles of the upper and lower panels. To get started, draw the outline directly on the door. Use a combination square to mark the outside stiles of the panel frames, then draw the perpendicular rails. Don't worry about the inside stiles, those pieces will fit against the other 3 for each panel. Set up a miter saw on your work surface and adjust the blade to 90 degrees. Now rough cut 16 blanks to length, 1 for each side of each panel. To be safe, make them half an inch or so longer than you need. Adjust the blade to 45 degrees to make the left-hand miter and go ahead and cut one end of all your pieces. Now reset the blade to make the opposing miters. Cut one rail to size and double check the length against the layout on the door. Next, you'll set up a stop block to make all the rails identical. First, clamp a piece of scrap to the fence of the saw, then lower the blade and bring the piece of molding flush against it. Mark where the other end meets the scrap and clamp a block at that location. Now simply position each piece against the block before you make the cut. Reposition the stop block for each length of molding and cut the rest of the pieces using the same technique. With all the molding cut, we can move on to installation. Place the door back on your work surface. Lay out the 4 pieces of a panel on the lines you drew earlier to dry fit them. Then apply wood glue to the back of the pieces and set them along their lines. Start with the outside stile, then install the 2 rails. That leaves the inside stile, which should fit perfectly between the exposed ends of the rails. We've got a little trick to help you get a good fit at the mitered corners. Try through nailing them with a nail gun from the outside edges of the corners, molding to molding, before you nail the length of molding to the door. Now don't wait to wipe off any excess glue with a damp rag. Once all the molding is in place, apply wood putty to any gaps at the mitered corners. Hey, nobody's perfect. Once you've filled all the corners and nail holes with putty, sand away any rough spots. We upgraded to a lever-handled lockset that required a larger mortise. To make the mortise, first set the door on edge on the floor, trace the outline of the latch on the door, and then chuck a large bit in your drill. Use it to make a hole 1/8 inch deep at each corner. Then use a chisel and mallet to clean out any excess material. Then use a good quality latex paint to match the molding to the door. Now all that's left is to rehang the door, assemble the lock set, and screw it in place with the provided hardware. Congratulations on adding a touch of traditional class to your place.